My wife and I moved to Nevada City around 1985. This picture shows us standing with our young son in front of a ponderosa pine that's now about 50 feet tall. We loved our trees, we loved the forest to death. Why don't people manage their forest properly? Life gets in the way, soccer Saturdays, costs money. I like the privacy. I'm not physically able. I need the tools. It hurts the trees. It's Mother Nature's job. Well, Mother Nature is doing her job. If we don't thin our forests, she will. Along came the shaded fuel break. At first, we weren't exactly sure what this shaded fuel break thing meant. We looked up the definition. A shaded fuel break is a forest management strategy used for mitigating the threat of wildfire in areas where natural fire regimes have been suppressed, leading to a dangerous buildup of combustible vegetation. It basically slows a fire down and gives the firefighters a chance. In the center part of this picture, you can actually see some of the forest floor between the trees. This area is the shaded fuel break. If you look to the left, you can see the more dense green where the forest had not been thinned. This was about 1.7 miles to the county road from our house that we drove every day. We were able to watch the fuel break develop. It was a dense forest that we felt was beautiful. Along came the creation of the shaded fuel break. That brought on logging activity, intense fuels mitigation, dusty machinery, stumps all over the place. It was sometime in the last decade that work began. The forest was picked clean, brush and branches were chipped or burned, tall trees were trimmed up high, removing ladder fuels. It was park-like. Time passed. We watched. Then our approach to being stewards of the forest started to evolve. The top picture shows suppressed trees in an overcrowded forest. The bottom picture shows a well-thinned, healthy forest. Here is a cross-cut picture of two trees cut from our property. Each ring represents a year of growth. The one on the right, 5 years old, came from an area that has been thinned and shows healthy growth rings. The one on the left is clearly suppressed. It is about 20 years old. After the shaded fuel break was created, we noticed that the young trees were healthy and vibrant, with dark green needles, straight tops, good spacing, and less competition. The trees are like straws in the ground, competing for the same water and nutrients. The ladder fuels were removed. It became a healthy forest. In our younger years, we tried to save every tree. We felt bad about cutting a living tree. It was a hard thing to do. We've observed and learned. You thin your carrots, thin the forest. A healthy forest has less competition for nutrients and water. Trees become stronger. Healthy trees are more resilient against beetle infestation and fire. Healthy trees look better. You get exercise. You enjoy your forest with less bushwhacking. The healthy forests can help deter catastrophic forest fires. Thin the forest, don't be dense. This led us to want to improve our forest. We pursued an EQIP grant, Environmental Quality Incentives Program, at NRCS. We met with a forester, cruised the property, and discussed the goals. The forester created the proposal, which was to thin trees, including underbrush, limb trees up, remove ladder fuels, and deal with the debris, either chip, burn, or lop and scatter. After we completed all that, the forester then inspected when it was done. The check was then in the mail. It usually covered about half of our cost without paying myself. We decided to thin a 500-foot circle around our house and broke it into 3 zones. After each zone was completed, we received payment. Here is a photo before we thinned in 2018 and one in May of 2021, creating our own shaded fuel break. Remember, a healthy forest is a happy forest. Healthy forests can help deter catastrophic forest fires. Thin the forest. Don't be dense.